Good evening, wrestling fans. Welcome to Evolution of Pro Wrestling. I am your host, Louis, the Encyclopedia of Pro Wrestling.
And Jay, the heel kid of Pro Wrestling.
And this is Evolution of Pro Wrestling. Welcome, fans. We are live here for our 5th year anniversary show. 5 times. Evolution of Pro Wrestling has been here 5 years in a row. Congratulations, Jay. We appreciate all the hard work that you put in, that we all put in, for our fans always watching us for this this entire 5 years. I know it hasn't been the best times, you know, with COVID and a whole bunch of stuff happening in professional wrestling.
We made it work.
But we made it work, and today we have so much stuff for you. But we are first going to get into wrestling's top news. Jaden, would you take over from there and announce the first thing on wrestling's top news? Scott D'Amore fired.
Scott D'Amore has been fired.
From TNA.
TNA. He's been fired. What do you say about that, man? What do you guys think about that?
Listen,
5 years,
guys. Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
What do you guys
for joining us.
What do you guys think about that?
Thank you, James. Welcome, Dave. Welcome. That's a tough blow to TNA,
now,
in my opinion.
I really didn't get the reasoning. So what was he exactly fired for?
Okay, apparently it seems like there was something to do with money, with budget cuts. But I don't understand budget cuts because, you know, that's the same company that owns WWE, the TKO group, you know. But I guess they're trying to. They talking possible merger between WWE and TNA, but TNA is a growing company, and TNA right now is on fire. But to get rid of Scott, why would they do that?
I don't really.
Me personally, I wouldn't mind bringing him to NXT.
I mean, that would be
as
an
NXT
idea. I don't think it was
Booker.
I don't really think it was a money situation. I don't think that was the case at all, because it's like you said, you know, they're the company that owns WWE. So why would money be the problem if, you know, they're doing money cuts? So.
Here you go. James says Anthem didn't want to expand the budget for D'Amore to hire bigger stars.
So okay, it was kind of the money problem then. So it was so basically he wanted the money for bigger stars, and that's understandable because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, those are the stars of the company. You know, they're the ones that kind of put the butts in the seats at the end of the day. So
yeah, but
it's understandable.
Yeah, but you gotta understand though, this guy really he did a lot for that company. You know, he made that company. He took
that. Let's keep it honest. In the wrestling business, depending on, you already know, 1, they have favorites, and 2, it doesn't matter how long you've been in the company. Business is gonna be business. If they're trying to give more money to a rising star that's filling the crowds every single day, then they're gonna cut somebody that's not giving that same satisfaction. So
but that's what I'm saying. D'Amore wanted to hire Ospreay, of course, because Will Ospreay is an amazing talent. Why wouldn't you want to bring this man into the ring?
Right.
It's ridiculous. You're taking away from stars that you can grow in the business.
Yeah.
You know, you're taking their spots. And speaking of spot, that shit still pissed me off since last week. The Rock made an appearance on Monday on SmackDown. Cody Rhodes was talking to Roman Reigns and saying, "Oh, I'm coming for that title. I'm coming for that title, just not at WrestleMania." And then all of a sudden, if you smell, I'm like, I enjoyed the pop. Okay,
the pop was nice,
he came
but
back.
That was a real big low blow. That was a low blow for Cody.
That was ridiculous.
That was ridiculous. That was a really big low blow.
But then I see it. I see where it's coming from now. Is this gonna be like the Daniel Bryan type, you know, storyline that we're gonna see him mix himself into it? Because there was a promo that I wouldn't say he pulled the Hulk Hogan. I wouldn't say he pulled that. This is definitely a work, in my opinion. Now I'm putting the pieces together, and I see this as a work.
Yeah.
If he pretty much, they want to give the match that he wants, but then there's rumors circulating that The Rock is supposedly injured, you know, to maybe put Cody in that mix again. Or I know you're gonna take over, blah blah blah, whatever. But I feel it's probably a Daniel Bryan type angle. You know, like they did with him with the Yes Movement, and then he fought in a triple threat match against Batista and Randy Orton. They kicked the shit out of him, and then he pulled through, won the title. Yes, all that shit. There might be the same thing here, but they are branding Cody Rhodes right now as the top face in the WWE.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think, what if The Rock becomes the special referee?
That's true. That's what I'm saying.
I also feel like I don't think The Rock is going to fight Roman for the title either. Or who knows? Like you said, they could...
I'm going to read this comment. I'm sorry. Dave Biddle says, Swerve, will he be in the same ring as Samoa Joe? And then he says, Alvin, join us live. You messaging me. Join us live here, bro. Message Alvin in the chat, please, and tell him we are live.
Message the chat.
Swerve is going to be in the same ring with Samoa Joe. Don't care about Roman versus The Rock. Dave Biddle is definitely biased with Roman Reigns because, and I understand because you gotta understand we're not back in the 80s and 90s that you have these long title reigns. Like Roman Reigns' title reigns, it pretty much. It doesn't exist. Like just let.
I just feel like his title reign.
I understand. Listen, I understand due to his health reasons that's why he's part-time, whatever, and stuff like that. I understand. But then you gotta get a different champion.
I'm about to say, if you want to make him part-time, then give up the champion.
Exactly.
You don't need it anymore. He had his reign already. He had his heel thing going on, and let's keep it honest. The bloodline isn't the hottest thing going on anymore.
No, unfortunately
the storyline pertaining to the bloodline with Roman Reigns and, Jimmy versus Jay, that's a things of their own now. That's not really a bloodline thing. I feel like the only thing that's really part of the bloodline is The Rock and Roman Reigns. Mm-hmm. Other than that, the bloodline is not so interesting like how it used to be because they're all broken up now, so... Only person that's really still there is Solo, and that's it. Other than that, there's really been nothing.
I could see Solo as a star. I could see Solo as a star. I feel like
Triple H is waiting to pull the plug on him. I feel like when this is all over, or close to when this is all over, is when they're finally gonna pull that plug on Solo. Like I feel like they're trying to build him up for something. Hopefully, they're trying to build him up for something big. Hopefully, they're trying to do something good with him. Bloodline started with Jay and should end with Jay beating Roman. I think so too. I've thought that
Jay right now. Jay is on fire.
Oh yeah.
Jay is catching the crowd with. Oh shit! That's right. with
his movement.
With his movement. You know what I mean? And I can see him winning the Intercontinental Championship.
I can.
Now, let's say, for example, the WWE comes up with this bullshit about The Rock is injured and blah, 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 and all this shit. Where does that leave the World Heavyweight title scenario, in your opinion?
Well, it's like you said, it could be another Daniel Bryan situation. Let's just say, hypothetically, The Rock was trying to fight Roman for the title. I feel like they would probably put Cody in the mix of that and make it a triple threat match between them and let Cody...
Well, there is speculation, again, that they are thinking of merging the titles again, which I don't understand why they would do that.
Again.
You just got the World Heavyweight title made, so why are you going to...
I don't think they should merge it. I think they should just keep them as separate titles.
It's just ridiculous.
It was no point of bringing it back if you were just going to merge it all over again. That just made no sense. That's what I'm saying. Like, you should just keep the World Heavyweight title as its own thing and then keep the WWE title as its own thing, not merge them. Like, I liked it better when those two were separate titles. Like, that was the title below the WWE title at that time. Now, I kind of think it's the same thing now, especially with the person holding the title. Mm-hmm. But, I think that the merging it would be pointless. They really shouldn't merge those titles.
No, exactly. They shouldn't merge the titles at all.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? And Dave Biddle, you mentioned Swerve before. Swerve, I was reading that they called Swerve to come back to the WWE, and he didn't answer the phone. He said, per Swerve, he said, "I feel more at ease in AEW. I feel more at ease, dealing with AEW because AEW knows more about, structure when it comes to letting people be themselves." Be everyone. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for joining us. For those tuning in, we are talking about wrestling's top news along with our topic of the night.
There should only be the WWE title for the company.
But I agree with that. I agree with that. If you're going to merge the titles, I would like to see them pretty much have this champion go all over the place. Not all over the place. Like go to both brands.
I get it.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's like back in the days with the WWE Championship, it used to be defended prestigiously with the Stone Colds, with The Rock, with Shawn Michaels, with Bret Hart. Like, exactly. One tag title, mid-cards, and a world title. Like, that's it. Like, that's all you should have. That's all you should have. But in WWE's way, they don't want to have it. But I guess I understand because they want to give the other stars an opportunity to shine, which I understand. But speaking of shine, do you guys think CM Punk can shine in commentary? There's word that CM Punk is going to be at WrestleMania as a commentator.
He probably could. I mean, look at his promo skills. If he can cut a good promo, then he can probably be good as a commentator too. So he's probably gonna be hating a lot as a commentator, but I could definitely see CM Punk commentating at WrestleMania. So
okay, all right.
I could see it. I could definitely see it.
Well, I could see him pretty much talking shit while he's on there.
That's why I said he's just gonna be hating the whole time, but I'll still see it. It'll be funny to see him. If you want to make two separate shows, then no crossover events.
That's true. That is true. That is true. Main title, IC title, yes. Oh man, I'm loving this conversation. Jaden, when we mentioned titles, we forgot to mention the Royal Rumble fallout.
The Royal
Rumble was pretty good. You know, there was a couple of fuck ups here and there. Excuse me, I said that. I'm sorry because we're MA, mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Fucking A. But yeah, no, Royal Rumble was pretty good.
Give me a 05, 06 Raw and SmackDown. I agree. Okay. I feel like that was peak Raw and SmackDown.
Yes.
That was when it was like, that's when it always had you off your seat. Like, that's when I feel like those two companies made it seem like there was a pay-per-view going on every day. Like,
no, that's what I'm saying.
That's how hyped those regular shows used to be. Now, it's like, it's not as good as it used to be.
No, but the Royal Rumble, when I saw the match between Kevin Owens and Logan Paul, that was my bathroom break because I'm like,
I'm not gonna lie, the Royal Rumble was okay this year. The Royal Rumble was alright. It was. I feel like the Royal Rumble could have been better, but at the same time, I'm not too mad at it either. I'm not too mad, and hey,
no. I'm not too mad about it either because there was a few screw ups in the Women's Royal Rumble, but then it was made up for there was certain entries that were coming in, especially Jade Cargill. Yo, she picked this Nia Jax up like, Mama, get past her! Danny, what's going on? Everybody? We are glad everybody's here. This is our 5th year anniversary show.
Rumble was.
Thank you for everyone for joining us. Please share our content all over social media. 5 years, man. 5 times. He said, I took a poop during. Hey, listen, man.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a bathroom break.
Listen, man. I don't like the fact that he has that United States title. Like, with so many stars have wore that title, and for him to actually have it, yes, Jordan Grace looked great in WWE ring. Like, it was awesome. Like, I loved it. And it was amazing. The Royal Rumble, you know what I mean? And like I said, it all goes down to what's going to happen next. And right now, WWE's all over the place. Like, you got The Rock coming in. Cody giving up his spot. Cody fighting. And it's not even official yet that Cody's even going to fight Seth Rollins. It wasn't said yet. It wasn't set in stone. He said, keep our family name out your mouth. You heard, Cody? Well, see? You heard? He said, you heard, Cody? It's bottom line. People are saying The Rock took his place. People are saying The Rock put a Hulk Hogan. No. This is a momentum for Cody Rhodes to build his character. To build his fame as the top face in professional wrestling.
Definitely it works.
You know what I mean? And that's what we do. That's what happens. That's what wrestling does. And I'm anxious to see where Cody Rhodes is going to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm anxious to see it. But listen, there's people that want to see Roman versus The Rock. There's people that don't want to see it. Hey, it is what it is. What happened to the 30-day rule? 30-day rule? What do you mean what 30-day rule?
Rock doesn't want the title. It's all about finishing the story.
Of course it's about finishing the story. But he doesn't need the title.
He really doesn't. That's why I said I don't really think he needs the title anymore. Like he never, that's why I said I don't feel like he ever wanted the title. At first when I seen it, I was like, this is a low blow for Cody. But then once I seen more, I was like, oh, hold on, something's not right. I was like, this definitely gotta be at works. Like they're definitely planning something.
Well, we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. 30-day, no title defense, you get stripped. I don't know.
That was a thing.
It used to be. It used to be back then. It used to be that
I had no idea.
They used to strip that you were contractually obligated to defend the title for 30 days. If you don't do it within 30 days. You're stripped of the title.
Rock versus Roman versus Cody. Yeah, I said that, Bradley. I thought the same thing, or I still think the same thing. That's why I said like it's definitely a works going on right now because I don't feel like Cody's out of this by a long shot. But yet Triple H also said Cody's story is not.
Well, who knows? Anything can happen. Anything can happen in professional wrestling. So you never know.
Yeah.
But as far as
The Rock to win.
A lot of people want The Rock to win. You know, a lot of people want The Rock to win. A lot of people want Roman to win. But a lot of people also want Cody to fight Roman at SummerSlam or either WrestleMania or SummerSlam. But they want him to take that title.
I prefer WrestleMania. I feel like he will get a super heel.
And for me, if Roman Reigns loses the title, that would be the best time for him to take a long hiatus, go make some movies, go hang with his family, which would probably be the best thing at this point because I'm sure he's fucking making lots of money.
He's making a bank right
and
now.
Then come back and still keep that momentum going.
Oh,
because that would be the best thing. Once you come in, it will be like, okay, we're branding him back. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, but no, it's like with this going on now, it's a whole different ball game, man. It's a whole different ball game. So I'm anxious to see what's going on. But before we continue, this is an off wrestling thing, but I just want to mention it because I was a huge fan of Rocky Saga. Actor Carl Weathers passed away a few days ago. He was Apollo Creed in Rocky, all the Rockies, except Rocky. Once it was Rocky 4.
Yep.
That was it. And it's like, okay, what next? Like, damn, like we watched Rocky 4, Rocky 3, Rocky 2, 1, how it all started, and like shit, like it sucks that he had to.
I mean, he lived a really long life.
Oh yes, also Toby Keith passed away. He was he's a famous singer, country singer, I believe. He pretty much he passed away as well, and it was just a dark time. But our condolences to both Toby Keith and Carl Weathers' family from the Evolution of Pro Wrestling family. But it's they did make history. They made a lot of history together. Toby Keith made history with his music, and Apollo Creed pretty much made
history with his acting.
But he kind of pretty much helped Sylvester Stallone make history with that Rocky saga.
It wasn't even
and winning.
We wouldn't have a Creed movie right now if it wasn't for him either.
That's what I'm saying.
We wouldn't have Creed.
So it was awesome. It was awesome that had to happen, and
awesome that had to happen.
That also had to happen. It sucks that had to happen that he died.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and it sucks.
Chiefs are 40. I hate this question.
Huh?
I didn't want none of them being in the Super Bowl. I wanted to see.
Man, I'm going for the 49ers.
I wanted to see the Lions versus.
I'm going for the 49ers.
I'm going for the Chiefs though. Between choice, I gotta go for the Chiefs because. I'm going with the Chiefs, even though they beat my favorite team. They killed the Ravens in the Super Bowl. They killed the Ravens in the AFC.
No, that was rigged. That was rigged.
You think it was rigged?
That was rigged.
You think so?
That was rigged. I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that shit.
I don't know. They beat the Ravens down pretty bad.
Yeah, no. Believe me, if you look at it, you can see it was rigged.
I mean, I watched the whole game.
History will repeat itself. Watch. Apollo Crews should join the New Day. Man, I think I would leave Apollo Crews in NXT.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think he should join
Jeremy, what's going on, brother? Jefe! He says, I don't get it. What's going on? What's going to happen at Mania? What happened at the press conference? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what happened at this press conference. This is like I said, it's a bunch of BS. You know, we heard The Rock cut a promo earlier. You know, he was talking about crybabies. You know, that was an asshole move, in my opinion. You know, they don't want us talking about this family, whatever. It's wrestling. But that's us as fans. We as fans get to voice our opinion. That's what we do. That's what the podcast is about. We're telling you like it is. Right. That's what the encyclopedia tells you. I don't sugarcoat shit. You know what I mean? It's
Apollo Crews.
But I also know it was part of getting the attention of people. Because like it or not, from a business standpoint, The Rock and Roman, that's a moneymaker.
That is a moneymaker.
It's fucking money. You're gonna make money.
Right
People they're gonna want The Rock to lose because Roman is the tribal chief,
right, which
would gear up Cody Rhodes' path to head to WrestleMania. And here's the announcement. Apparently, they said it was something about X. What that press conference was about, I don't know. But there is a new start time for WrestleMania. It's 7 o'clock.
When is WrestleMania?
It is, I don't know. I think April 5th, I think. Something, let me see. I don't know. It's, I don't know. April 6th and April 7th.
Oh, okay.
Which is going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome, and I cannot wait to see WrestleMania, to see. He said, but what's the match going to be? Well, nobody knows. Nobody knows, Jeremy. That's what I'm saying. That they saying that it's going to happen. Some people are saying it's not. Nobody knows what's the card yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. But right. I'm eager to find out.
Me too.
I'm eager to find out.
Late out.
But Jaden,
Dad,
when you talk about history, there's one man that we're about to talk about today that has made history all over professional wrestling, that has done so much for professional wrestling, and was also known as a legend killer. None other than the Viper himself, Randy Orton.
Yes, Randy Orton.
Jaden, Randy Orton. You know, you've seen him. What's going on, brother? Welcome. Today's our 5th year anniversary. For those coming in, our 5th year anniversary show. We thank you so much for always coming in and watching our show. Elimination Chamber will make it official. Yeah, exactly. If that
definitely will.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Nobody knows because they always saw. There was no challenge. There was nothing. There was a face-to-face between two family members. That was it.
Right.
And
Randall Keith Orton.
Exactly. Randall Keith Orton, a.k.a. Mr. RKO. Jaden, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear about this wrestler? Because he used to be your favorite wrestler.
I mean, he kind of still is one of my favorite wrestlers.
Like, you used to RKO me when you was a kid all the time. Thank you, Felix. What's going on, brother?
I hear icon when I first hear this guy's name. You know, like first of all, he's a third generation superstar. You know, his grandfather was a superstar, his father was a superstar, and his uncle was also in the wrestling business as well. So he basically always had a wrestling family. So you already knew wrestling was always gonna be in his blood. So every time I hear Randy Orton, I always think of the word icon, because Randy Orton is just
nothing you can say, laughing out loud. Love hoes old song.
That song, I like that song too. That's actually my favorite song.
Yeah, no. Listen,
during his real legend, because he did bring back the Legend Killer a few years back, but I feel like his real Legend Killer era was back when he had that song, like 2000, like in the early 2000s was definitely his.
Well, Randy Orton at the time, first he was in the military. You know, he was first in the military at a certain amount of time.
He was in the military actually at a very, very young age. He was in a military, I think, when he was like 8. Like, I probably joined before 18 because he got discharged at age 19.
Okay.
And once he got discharged was when his father decided to show him the ropes and got a little hang of it, and that's when Randy Orton joined OVW.
Well, remember, he is a third generation superstar because his grandfather was also a wrestler, Bob Orton Sr. His grandfather, then it was Bob Orton Jr., and then Randy Orton.
That's what I'm saying. Randy Orton, like I said, Randy Orton's always had a wrestling family. Randy Orton had a wrestling family in so wrestling was just gonna be entitled to him. That was just gonna be Randy Orton.
Yeah.
So once he joined OVW, Vince McMahon caught the eye real quick. Vince McMahon seen him and he was like, "This kid's got talent."
Of course, he got talent.
And it's like, you know, he can't just use that. Oh, he's Bob Orton's son, so I'm gonna let him in the company car.
No.
He's seen Randy's talent and he was like, "I'm intrigued by this kid." You know what I mean? And
because remember, Bob Orton didn't. Hold on. We got some breaking news. Breaking news, beginning spring 2024, WWE and X will deliver the new format of high-paced timed matches showcasing your favorite wrestlers. Wow.
What does that mean?
I don't know. That high-paced timed match showcase your favorite wrestlers. Interesting. I want to see. I want to look more into this further. Of what this means. Well, that's some interesting breaking news, Brian. Thank you, Mr. The Group Expert, Brian Montalvo. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry, I said his whole government. I'm sorry, Compy. Sorry.
The government is crazy.
Actually, the evil genius of of evolution of pro wrestling, Brian. Genius. But yeah, no, that's some crazy news. I'm eager to see where this is going to go with X, how it's going to be performed, how it's going to be done. I want to see it. I definitely want to see it. You know what else I want to see, Jay? I want to see you guys share our content all over social media. Bring your friends, your cousins, everybody into the mix. Let's do it. Our 5th year anniversary show with the history of Randy Orton. Now, Jaden.
Yes.
What was the first ever match you saw with Randy Orton?
The first ever match I seen Randy Orton. That's a very good question. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember. I've seen him fight a lot of people. I think the match that probably stood out to me the most was maybe his match with Undertaker in the Hell in a Cell. I'm pretty sure that was at Vengeance.
I think so.
I think it was at Vengeance.
Okay,
if I'm not wrong.
We got a question. Bradley says, which version of Randy Orton was your favorite?
Definitely the Legend Killer.
Why?
Because it was just like, well, he was young, you know. I mean, let's keep it real. A lot of the stars that were young, they were also like very hard-headed back then and also very over themselves. And Randy Orton used to be like that back then.
Randy Orton was a hard ass.
Back then, Randy Orton was like that. But
it even came to the point that he missed his WrestleMania rehearsal with The Undertaker.
I mean, and that is crazy. But you gotta be honest though, like, he even knew he had skill, like, and not even no bragging way. He knew he was like that.
No, because
he knew he was good.
Because he was talented.
He was good.
He was a talented star.
The very first match he had in WWE when he faced off against Hardcore Holly, he beat him. The fans was already catching on to Randy Orton.
Okay,
everybody was already like, hold on, like, you know, like let's see what this kid's made of. You know, he was hardcore. So this kept going.
This is a valid point right here. Bradley says, I think it was where he fought RVD for the Intercontinental Championship. after returning from injury and became an Evolution. Once he went into Evolution, his career went from here to here. In a heartbeat.
Mind you, he was also, for the first time in 7 years, he was the longest Intercontinental title holder.
Yeah.
He was the longest title holder.
And he had some battles. Especially, I will always remember the match with him and Mick Foley when they fought in a no holds barred match with thumbtacks. You remember
that
when he threw him on
that was
thumbtacks?
more so like when his legend killer character
came into
that
play.
was when it really came into play. Once he started that rivalry with Mick Foley was when like it was like it finally
finally hit.
Exactly.
Like,
all right. I was like, all right, yeah. He ran with it. Yeah,
he ran with it, and it's like, all right, it's time to push this kid.
Exactly.
And then that's when he became the youngest heavyweight champion of all time.
He did. He beat
Chris Benoit. He beat Chris Benoit. It's okay to say it. I don't give a shit. He beat Chris Benoit.
He beat Chris Benoit at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight title, and that's, like you said, when he got crowned the youngest. He won it at 24. I didn't even know that was, 24?
24.
I wonder how old everybody else has been that won.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Pretty old then.
This is just a hypothetical question. What if, when Randy Orton was out through injury, if Randy Orton went to AEW,
I don't think he would have. I can't see that working out.
Why? And before you tell us that, let me read this comment of Dave Biddle. It says here, it took me a while to turn to Randy Orton. Going AWOL from the United States Marine Corps started with a bad taste for me. But the military isn't for everyone. That's true.
I'm about to say he even realized that himself. He went AWOL and then he got discharged after that.
Yeah.
After that, he went off to WWE and then, mind you, this is not the first time.
So to answer my question, why don't you see Randy Orton in that?
I don't. There's really like no big reason behind it.
Like, imagine him battling guys like Kenny Omega or Will Ospreay. Or Samoa Joe.
Where would that leave his character though? Would he? How?
That's what I'm saying. You think
that Randy Orton would be as popular as he was today if he went to AEW?
Absolutely not. No, but that's what I'm saying. That before returning from his injury, if he would have went to AEW, would that have killed his image?
Of course, it would have killed his image because AEW wouldn't have known what to do with him.
Okay. Now,
they wouldn't have made him a legend killer or a Viper. They wouldn't have did that for Randy Orton. Even if he look at Bob Orton. Let's be honest here. Bob Orton and Randy Orton are two completely different characters. Randy Orton is, especially when he's a heel, Randy Orton is that slithery snake, crazy look in his eyes kind of character. From what I remember seeing Bob Orton, he was nothing like that. He was a cowboy, for God's sake. Randy Orton is not like that.
But Bob Orton.
I'm not saying Bob Orton.
Bob Orton was an awesome heel.
I'm not even gonna lie.
With him and Roddy Piper, those two were freaking dynamic.
No, of course.
Like, I used to love the way they were as heels. They killed me.
No, without doubt. And
especially when it was to Mr. T, they used to go wild. I can't
take anything away from Bob Orton. Bob Orton is, the father of Randy Orton. He showed his son the ropes. So, of course, you got to give him as much credit as due because Randy Orton, we wouldn't have a Randy Orton if it wasn't for Bob Orton, showing him the way of the ropes and stuff like that. But like I said, those are just two completely different characters. And especially with his broken arm. Yeah.
He said, Bradley says, I think he has gas in the tank and unfinished business in the WWE.
I agree.
Bradley, you're right. You can't see him anywhere else because of the family history.
Like, it just will feel weird seeing him there.
You can't. You can't. Who do you think was his best rivalry?
Undertaker.
Why?
Undertaker made Randy Orton.
Why?
Well, okay, let's see. After Randy Orton lost, so it went like this basically. Randy Orton was in Evolution. After Evolution betrayed him, they were trying to set up a really big match between Triple H and Randy Orton after Triple H had beat him for the World Heavyweight title. Everybody knows that the Invincible Batista era started, and that left Randy Orton on the side. Undertaker was interested. Randy Orton was the same. I really can't say Randy Orton was interested because it was
Undertaker.
He was kind of Randy Orton was a hard head.
I wanted to work with him.
Randy Orton was hard headed.
And when you got somebody like the Undertaker saying, "I want to work with you," you take that shit as a compliment because Undertaker doesn't just work with anybody.
I'm about to say, and that's also Randy Orton. I'm not gonna say Randy Orton made Undertaker, but Randy Orton was the reason why the streak became a real thing. Randy Orton was the reason why they started calling it a streak because nobody was keeping count of it.
That's true.
Until Randy Orton fought him at WrestleMania for that streak.
Yes, he did. He did mention that, and that was an awesome rivalry. But it's true what Dave says. What made him the actual legend killer was when he beat Mick Foley.
That was what made him the legend killer, but that's not
what created the legend killer was with the Undertaker.
That's what created.
Like bottom line, with the Undertaker.
What made the legend killer? No, what created the legend killer was Mick Foley. What rised the legend killer was when he ran with it. What made his character was Undertaker. Undertaker. Without the Undertaker, listen, I don't feel like he would have gotten as big of a pop.
Listen, Undertaker at one point he thought Undertaker was gonna kick the shit out of him after he hit him with a chair. You remember?
Yeah.
He hit him the wrong way, and it made him bleed.
There's a lot of Bradley.
Shawn Michaels wasn't a bad rival with Shawn Michaels.
There's a lot of people that made. I really can't say made.
He had a good rivalry with Cena.
He had a good rivalry with Cena.
Like those two had.
He also had
Jericho.
He had a good rivalry with Jericho, Triple H. He had one, like you said.
Oh man, when Triple H went to his house, you remember
Triple
that?
H, oh my God, when he attacked him at his house. Undertaker, of course, was another good one. Who else did Randy Orton have a good rivalry with?
The people that
he had a lot of good.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Now that he is back, who would you like to see him now be in a rivalry with?
That's a good question. That's a hard one. Maybe. Dang, you got me with this one. There's a lot of things going on right now. Maybe Drew. I feel like Drew McIntyre.
Well, he's fought Drew McIntyre.
I mean, but come on now.
That's
when Drew. I'm not gonna lie. That's when Drew McIntyre.
I personally make Solo a star. Absolutely, Solo. Cody.
Seth after tonight. Cody would be a good one.
Yeah.
Cody.
Well, he fought Cody. Seth after tonight.
I mean, he fought Cody.
Really? What do you mean Seth after tonight? Brian Blind, welcome, sir. Welcome. He's showing up to our show. Welcome. He has his podcast, Straight Wrestling Talk.
That you got to remember, Randy fought these guys when they weren't that big in the
Cody,
company.
yes. No, but I want to see him fight Cody.
Now, yes. But you said they already fought. Cody wasn't that big back then.
That's true.
And remember, him and Cody were in Legacy together as well.
That's true.
And Drew McIntyre was the same way back then. So
that wouldn't
these
be
guys now.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm
dying to see Cody.
Listen, I wouldn't mind seeing.
Me too.
I wouldn't mind seeing Damian Priest and Randy Orton have a rivalry. Damian Priest, my man is one to watch.
He's been on his A game.
I'm telling you, he is one to watch.
He is.
Like,
he's
real.
A really good wrestler.
He is really doing it up. And what they got to do is take them damn tag titles off these people.
Yeah, tough.
Like Kevin Owens. Wow,
Orton versus. That's an interesting one.
I
could watch it though. I mean, listen, if you got somebody like, to me, that's just like putting like. I mean, if you could see Jake Paul or Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens, then it's definitely possible to see Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens.
Absolutely. That would be a far better match than that piece of shit that we had with freaking.
Okay, it wasn't that bad.
It was alright.
It wasn't
like, come on, you catch the man with the knuckles, like
I'm about to say,
for real. Like, what kind of cheesy shit is that?
I'm about to say that was the okay, but let's be honest. Let's be.
That was the bathroom match. I'm sorry.
No. What if it had a different ending? Would you still be saying the same thing?
No. Because I want.
Then you can't just base the ending on the whole match.
No, I'm basing the ending on the whole damn match. Because why are you giving this piece of pile of mierda?
No, the match.
The title.
The match.
He should not even deserve to wear that U.S. title. He didn't earn no merits. He didn't pave his way in the business.
NXT Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. I would like to see Kevin Owens.
Like, come on, man. Actually, I would. You know how many stars have held that title? How many wrestlers? Legends.
It's business. It's money.
Forget business.
You can't forget business when it's wrestling.
I understand. Okay, all right, you're right.
Can't forget business,
but like I said, from a business standpoint, I understand. I understand that. He said they went in hard in THT match. Listen,
Orton versus Braun Breaker.
That would be awesome.
That would be
a good one.
That would be a nice one.
That would be a nice rivalry with that one.
That would be a nice
Listen, bottom line is, Randy Orton to me, either him or Cena should break that title reign of Ric Flair for winning the most titles. How many times has
Randy? Randy's won like,
I think like 15, I think.
Right?
Like 15-time champion, I think.
And John Cena, isn't him and John Cena tied then?
No, John Cena is tied with Ric Flair for 16-time world champion.
I definitely think Randy, I don't know who should break it. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. He's 14. Okay.
14. So if he wins 15, okay. It's
that's still pretty. That's a lot.
Listen,
though.
Randy Orton, the Legend Killer versus up and coming superstar. Which one?
Legend Killer versus up and coming superstar.
Which superstar? Okay, I got a question for y'all. Off topic here. What did you guys think of the Carmelo Hayes heel turn? I'm dying to hear this because I loved it. I loved it when he turned on Trick Williams, smacking him with that chair, snuffing the shit out of him.
Yeah, he beat the bricks down off. He beat the bricks out of him, but I liked it too though. It was fire.
Yeah,
exactly.
See, I know I wasn't the only one. It was
fire.
I knew I wasn't the only one.
I felt it coming
because
too.
I said it. I said, yo, they gotta turn him heel. Get him in that character.
I'm with it. It was about time.
Exactly.
Right, man, about time.
When I saw his debut, when I seen him have that match with Austin Theory, and when I saw the crowd wasn't into it like that, I'm like, nope.
Yeah,
they gotta put this man heel.
Yep.
They gotta turn this man heel.
Needed to happen.
And yo, he played the crowd lovely yesterday.
He did.
Like he put the music on of Trick Williams because he beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
He didn't see it. I'm sorry. He was busy with work.
I seen a little.
He was busy with schoolwork.
I was watching it while I was working.
He pretty much similar like the Rockers breakup. Exactly.
He took the chair and he started beating the.
But then the next week. He started beating the shit out of him.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, but then after that, he went on yesterday, the day before yesterday, and Trick Williams' music came on. He said, "Here he is," and he was like shocked, but it was a ploy by him tricking the fans. Like, oh, he's not showing up. He said, "You guys are so gullible and shit like that." Like he played that shit so good. Last man standing, or I quit. I say I last man standing.
Quit.
And I say that because those two can put on an exhibition in the ring.
Oh yeah, without doubt.
And that's another thing. I wouldn't mind seeing Carmelo Hayes versus Randy Orton. Now that Carmelo Hayes is a heel, I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. And I'm being for real. Like, shit.
I agree. I wouldn't mind seeing that either. That would be a very great match.
Now, Jaden, what was your most shocking moment of Randy Orton's career that you've seen?
Ooh, that's a good one. It's not really like a shocking as a big impact, but maybe when he tried to RKO Mick Foley onto thumbtacks and he landed on the thumbtacks.
And all those tacks were on him?
That would look like the most die-hard pain I've ever seen somebody in.
Oh, Hayes versus Ricochet. That would be a good match too.
Hayes versus Ricochet.
That would be a good match. See, I think they keep Ricochet around because he can put on those good matches for you.
Oh yeah, of
course. He can still entertain.
I'm about to say they're not doing nothing with his character. I feel like if they were to push that man, he would become a top star.
Oh yeah,
he could definitely become a top star.
But again,
punting John Cena's dad was crazy.
Oh yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I think when he was a part of Legacy, he handcuffed Triple H to the rings and he kissed Stephanie McMahon. That was crazy. I wasn't expecting Randy Orton to do that. When I first seen that, I was like, oh.
Well, listen, I wasn't expecting him to RKO Stephanie.
I wasn't expecting him. Another moment that was crazy was when he punted Vince McMahon as well.
Let's keep that man out of this fucking conversation. I don't even want to hear about that man.
Nah, come on. It was Randy Orton that did it. If anything, it's a positive thing because he gave him a nice kick to the. Come on now, and he gave him an RKO before that. He. Come on, you know what happened.
Listen, let me tell you something. Randy Orton knew how to work
John
a crowd.
Cena's dad was pretty crazy, though.
Randy Orton knew how to draw a crowd. He knew how to get into character.
He still does.
When he had that documentary, he would said it. I would let my blood flow through my head, and
he had to get himself hyped.
He had to get himself hyped, and holy shit.
It was though crazy. He transformed basically.
Yeah.
He was he would go from Randall to Randy. Basically,
exactly.
He would go from Randall to Randy. That's
in a split second.
Exactly.
In a split second, like right away.
Right away. Especially when he was a heel. Oh man. Randy Orton as a heel, hands down, is my favorite.
Oh, absolutely.
Setting the casket on fire. Oh, yes. Setting the casket on fire or kicking Foley down the stairs. I'm not going to lie. Another crazy one for me, too, was when he RKO'd Hulk Hogan.
Do you remember when he slapped Dusty Rhodes in front of Cody?
He slapped Dusty Rhodes in front of Cody, and I'm pretty sure he spit in Mick Foley's face, too,
man.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Yo, I don't care.
He spit in Mick Foley's face.
I don't care how much fucking money you're paying me. You are not gonna spit in my face, my man. I will yoke your ass.
That was real spit, by the way.
I will yoke you up and throw you. Like, no.
That was real
to the
saliva.
no.
That was not fake.
No,
that was actually
like this. No, let me not put a booker tonight. No booker bolster tonight. No. No. I almost did it. No. Brian, shut up. No, I don't want to hear it. Nope.
I almost did it again. Rated RKO. You know, Rated RKO was actually like at the ending of Rated RKO was when.
Well, that wasn't a bad tag team. That was a good fact between them. He said he spit from the guts.
Yeah, he literally. That was real spit.
No,
Rated RKO was a good for a while. It was a good tag team, but I also like the way it ended because it ended with those two being.
No.
It also ended with Randy Orton and Edge having a rivalry at the end because
him and Edge was greatly great, especially versus DX. Yes,
they were, and that's what I said.
And unfortunately, until Triple H got hurt, they had to stop the rivalry. And they had to split Edge and Randy Orton.
But they also made a valid reason behind it because it was both like one was jealous over the other because both wanted the title.
Yeah.
So they fought each other, and that's actually when Randy Orton's Viper character started. After those two broke up was when he started to take the persona of the Viper. And Randy Orton back then, I'm pretty sure a lot of people know this, but like Randy Orton, I think like he didn't like that theme song, like his very first one, because like, you know, he was like he was an a-hole back then. Like that was like during his like, you know, hard head stage where he never wanted to work with anybody back in backstage and stuff like that. How do y'all feel about Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt? I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed
personally,
it. I enjoyed it. It was the
especially him burning up the house and everything.
Yeah,
I enjoyed Randy Orton
because he knew how to. That's what I'm saying. Like
Randy Orton really did know how to catch it. He knew how to catch attention.
Epic.
That's one thing I really enjoy about Randy Orton.
He owned his character.
It doesn't matter if he's a face or a heel. He knows how to catch the attention. He knows how to make you.
See, even Brian said it. I love this because it was a good rivalry.
It was such a good rivalry. Like, especially Randy Orton at first being a part of the Wyatt family for a little bit with them.
Like pretty much like infiltrating them. Yeah, like
exactly. He was like an inside man. He was a double agent, basically.
Exactly.
That's how I look at it too.
Like it was awesome. It was awesome to see. It was awesome to see him win the title. Yes, we didn't want to see Bray Wyatt lose the title at WrestleMania. But he did lose it to Randy Orton. You know what I mean?
But
it was a hell of a rivalry.
It was
hell of a rivalry. And to me, one of the shocking moments I remember with Randy Orton when he did that devastating RKO to Seth Rollins at WrestleMania.
Oh my!
Oh shit! Like it was.
You know, Randy Orton got real hype. He almost forgot to pin Seth Rollins. That's how hype he got. He literally said it. He said he was so hype he almost forgot to pin him.
No, because the way the fans reacted to the shit,
it was like crazy.
And then the commentary made it even better.
Imagine Jim Ross behind commentary, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, RKO. Jim Ross would have sold. How about the RKO to Sheldon?
Shit.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, man.
That one was goodness
That one was crazy. Well, I like that one. I like the one he did.
I like the one he did to Evan Bourne.
The one he did from J.D. McDonough.
I like the one he did to Rey Mysterio, too. I forgot what the match was, but what's
RKO in midair to the shooting star press.
What's the name of that guy? Dang. Oh, Finley. When he was interfering in a match, Rey Mysterio tried to jump over the top rope and Randy Orton.
No, but you know what was a good RKO? You know what was a good RKO? And I know he's probably going to hate me for saying this, but when he reversed the Undertaker's chokeslam at WrestleMania 21.
I was just watching that earlier.
Stayed in the mat.
That was insane.
That was insane.
That was insane.
That was good. And that's
That was a crazy way to.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what makes Randy Orton so historic in the ring, because he knows how to work with you. He protects you. He knows what to do.
He's not.
He knows how to work a crowd.
He's not a bad wrestler.
And yes, he could be a pain in the ass, because I still remember when he told Kofi Kingston, "Stupid." And why he called him stupid? Because don't see. And because
but Kofi wasn't listening though.
No, but Kofi was supposed to take the punt. Exactly, the punt kick. Exactly. But still, you got the RKO. Like, what the fuck? Like, so what?
I'm not gonna lie, that RKO
like that, like for that.
I'm not gonna lie, like Kofi sold the life out of that RKO.
What I'm saying.
That
like,
RKO was pretty.
For that, you try to destroy.
That RKO was pretty.
For that, he had to get put back in the line because for his title match.
Yeah.
Because Randy Orton was being a little punk at the time.
Yeah. But Randy Orton, we also gotta understand, Randy Orton was young and dumb, like how they all say. Mm-hmm. He even said it. He was like he was young and stupid.
You fucking dare.
Randy Orton even said it himself. He said back then he said it. He was young and stupid.
Probably said, "Don't you fucking dare!" Hey man, it was a good RKO. It was.
Padrino, you can't lie. That was a good RKO.
No,
look up
Dolph Ziggler also sold those RKOs, man.
He would sell any move.
It was funny,
Ziggler
man. It was funny. But guys, I'm gonna leave you with this last question before we cut our show today. What was your best moment that you've seen of Randy Orton? And I'm gonna ask you guys the same question.
I think seeing Randy Orton win the WWE title for the first time, because he was still really young when he won the World Heavyweight title. That just proved how much potential he had. That proved how
he beat Triple H.
He beat Triple H, exactly, for the WWE title. That just proved how much he's grown also. And like I said, he was still very young, but then that led Randy Orton to also skyrocket even more. I think after Randy Orton, maybe after that time where Randy Orton got his first injury, when he used to cut those promos back then to build his character, I already knew Randy Orton was gonna skyrocket and never go down again. There hasn't been a single time where I was like, what are they doing? Like, what are they doing with Randy? Anything that they put Randy in, he knows how to sell it. He knows how to get the crowd's attention with it. So I feel like that was one of my most remembrance, or one of my most special moments for Randy Orton, because I'm a big fan of Randy Orton. Randy Orton is like my second favorite wrestler.
Yeah.
And that one right there was amazing.
Okay. Randy Orton when he punt kicked it, Stephanie, that was crazy.
That was insane.
Bradley says Randy Orton winning without Evolution versus Benoit back to back, or when he beat Foley in his own match. Listen, let me tell you something.
Those are some iconic.
The most memorable time I've seen Randy Orton in was when he fought Mick Foley. And when he fought Mick Foley, that pretty much, yes, The Undertaker began his career and it transcended. But with Mick Foley, it started the Legend Killer.
I'm about to say that really. Yeah,
it started the Legend Killer and because it transcended him into the group of Evolution and made him this badass heel, which was awesome. And that was, to me, the stepping stone in professional wrestling for Randy Orton.
Just like I said,
as a new face in the company.
It's just like I said, Mick Foley made the Legend Killer, and the Undertaker, he basically basically he saved the Legend Killer. Yeah. Because after that, they didn't know what to do with Randy Orton until Undertaker decided that he wanted to work with him.
I got a question for you guys. We're about to be off topic here. I forgot to ask this question and mention it. Mustafa Ali is officially in TNA. What are you guys' thoughts on that? What's your thought on that? I think he might do good there. I think that's a good place for him. Yes.
TNA?
Yes. I think that's a good place for him.
Only time will tell, because I kind of fell off on that. I stopped paying attention to him. I'm going to keep it so honest with you. I stopped paying attention to Ali. Yeah. After WWE, or let me not say WWE, after Mr. Vince.
Time for change.
Started killing his character, I stopped paying attention to him.
Yeah. Well, hey man, I'm hoping for great things for him.
Hopefully.
So.
Only time.
But fans, our time is up here. Thank you for joining us as always. Our 5th year anniversary show tonight. Thank you all for your support. Thank you all for your contributions. You're sharing and watching us each night. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Dave says, good work. Hope he doesn't get caught up in Scott D'Amore politics. Let's hope not.
Yeah, hopefully
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. He is a good worker.
He is. He
definitely can work in the ring.
He definitely can.
Thank you, fans, for joining us. Please feel free to follow us on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, X as well. And please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tune in, like, share. Again, thank you for always tuning in for our 5th year anniversary show. Next week's topic, we are going to be discussing professional wrestling titles all over the world. We talk about the X division. We're going to talk about New Japan titles, WWE, WCW, WWF, WCCW. Everywhere. From the United States title to the AWA World title, from the WWF title, from the AEW title, TNT, TNA, whatever the hell. Everything, carajo. Don't matter. We're gonna talk about everything and anyhow we go. Da boom, bam, boom. Sorry, I got out of line there for a second. But yes, that is gonna be our discussion next week, along with wrestling's top news. From myself, Louis, the Encyclopedia of Pro Wrestling.
And Jay, the Hill Kid of Pro Wrestling.
And from my lovely wife and producer, Yesenia, thank you for joining us. And as always, the pleasure is all yours. Thank you very much.